Hey guys, never stopped talking here today, and we now know the next unit that's being released as part of the powerful opponents units that's getting kind of like a buff for some reason is a new free-to-play cooler. Now this guy, being a free-to-play, he's got the same animation as I'm pretty sure the Zenkai red cooler. Like everything looks the same from then, so that's nothing new there. But it's interesting because he is actually a blue unit, which to me was kind of weird because I thought they were gonna do like purple, blue, yellow, red, green, like add a whole new color wheel to the powerful opponents selection. But then they released another blue unit, and honestly it's interesting because that means that we could maybe get another purple or red or anything like that. I have no idea what the other typings are gonna be, so that's interesting. But we are getting a free to play, which makes me think the next one has to be an LF, and then is this one gonna be a Zenkai or something? It's kind of interesting to see what these next two slots are. They might release the Zenkai before the LF, or even like an Ultra between these two, like an LF and then an Ultra. That would be pretty ridiculous. But honestly, for now, we were getting this new Metal Cooler, and honestly, he doesn't look too bad. As I said, he's a blue unit. We have pretty much everything we need to know about him at the moment, his uniques and everything. So let's go over it. We got his special move, Lock On Buster. As I said, it's the same as the red ones. Deals major explode damage. I don't know whether the effects are the same, but the animation is. Inflicts all inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade +3 to sub count for 15 timer counts. That could be pretty annoying. Blast armor when charging forward, so that's pretty nice. His main ability, so he draws a special move arts. He restores own health by 20% and ki by 50, plus 50% to next special move. Okay. And increases the card draw speed for 30 timer counts. That's a pretty decent amount of time you get for card draw speed, so that's going to be pretty effective. Special move damage, I don't really think it's going to do the craziest amount of damage because major explode damage isn't really crazy. If it was massive, then fair enough. And if this gave like more increased damage just from using it, then it would have been crazy. But from the main ability, it looks like he could do decent damage, and then without the main ability, I think it's there just to annoy your enemies or anything like that. Okay, special skill, unlock key form of attack. So restores ki by 30, randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer, plus 50% to next special move damage inflicted. Okay, that's actually good because as I said, the 50% increase will be nice, and to have that so that you get quite a lot, so that you can potentially get it so that it's at 100% just from the main ability, and the green is good. Inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade plus 30% to damage received. Okay, so they could take a lot of damage from a blue card. Okay, that's pretty good. So Z ability, he buffs LOE blast defense at first, then LOE and event exclusive strike and blast defense. Okay, that kind of makes me think, what typing is he? Like, as in, like, is he a strike, a melee type, a blast type, well, range type, and you know what I mean by all that. So okay, he buffs powerful opponents as well, which makes sense. I was wondering where that would come in that 6-star and higher, and seeing how we are all probably going to be able to get him to 40-star for free, it's not bad buffing LOE event exclusive and powerful opponents, so that's alright. Strike and blast defense is interesting though. Makes me think, is he a defense type? I hope not. He's probably a range type if anything, because LOE is all just range type. Okay, so this is the first unique. Applies the following effects to the south when battle starts. Plus 90% to damage inflicted. Pretty good. You see that quite a lot recently. Reduce damage received by 40%. That's quite a nice amount. Plus 50% to special move damage. Okay, so what we've seen is the special move damage can be increased to around 150%. And it can be so that the enemies take 30% more. So that's like 180% worth of special move damage. Okay, his special move damage can hit pretty darn hard. Okay, -5 to blast arts. Okay, that makes me think that he's a range type now. The following effects occur upon landing a strike or blast, plus 10% to damage inflicted for 30 timer counts. Okay, let's say you get a combo, use blast, strike, that's 30% more. You are gonna do like 210% special move damage on top of, like, if you have like the optimal situation where you got everything there just from him alone. That's pretty nuts. I'm actually not that surprised now that they made the special move major instead of massive, because that could have been a problem. It fixes enemies with attribute downgrade minus 20% to health restoration for 20 timer cards. This is for 30 timer cards as well. It randomly destroys another card as well, so that's really good. Countdown to Annihilation. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Reduces damage received by 20%, so he can get 60% in total. Increases card draw speed, so that's 2 times card draw speed that could be given to him for 30 timer counts. Okay. Well, for 10 timer cards anyway. Shortens allied LOE, event exclusive, and powerful bonus subcount by 2. Activates 3 times. Okay. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 20% in damage inflicted. Well, damage received for 15 timer counts. So what I'm seeing here is that with all the damage received they're getting, with all the special move damages, the special move is gonna pop off if you get it. Even not optimized, you can have it so that it's doing around over 100% more damage pretty much all the time, pretty easily. But overall, the amount of damage you're gonna be inflicting with your team against your enemies is actually pretty good. Inflicts all enemies with, why do I keep on saying animes? I don't know why that's the case. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 1 art card draw speed level for 10 timer cards. That's also very annoying. The following effects occur according to the number of timer counts elapsed with current character. So 2 timer counts restores own key by 20 and reduces enemy key by 10. 5 is restores key by 30 and reduces key by 10. And then, so basically the difference between all of the 2, 5 and 8 timer counts is the amount of key you're restoring. And that's actually really good. So you're essentially getting 90 keys worth of restoration over 8 timer counts. So you can just pretty go crazy with your combos and know that if you got card draw speed and everything, you don't have to worry about your key and can just deal damage to them. And your enemy after that combo will probably have 30 less timer counts, so that's actually pretty good. So he is looking to be a very good unit for now, so that's not too bad. What does this mean for the Legends Battle Royale powerful opponents? Now this is, I'm pretty sure it's released today. I know it's during certain times, I can't remember off by heart. They don't have it here either, so I'm not too sure, but we have it so that it's for powerful opponents. So only powerful opponents are available to be used in this mode. You will be given 2 entry tickets, okay? It costs 5 days to obtain a total of 10 tickets. So you can wait until the 5th day to just fight 10 times or just do your 2 daily, it doesn't matter. But make sure you don't forget to do this. It's nice rewards at the end of it and you can just get some pretty good battles in. I think this is pretty decent. Before, what they do is they make the Legends Battle Royale so that it's just like extreme LOE or just extreme or in general units, and it would be kind of boring. But to make it so that it's a specific tag is pretty cool in my opinion, so that's pretty fun. Participate during set battle times. Yeah, as I said, it's only doing like a specific, like there's like from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock you have a time to get the battles in, and if you miss that window then there'll be another window later on. I think you get it 3 times a day you're able to attempt it, and if you don't get it then you have to wait until the next day. Okay, there's some battle requirements. So powerful opponent level 5000, limit break amount, Gandhi, the common Zeka awakening. Okay, it's basically like the normal stuff I'm seeing here. However, what's interesting is why the Gush is prohibited from use for 30 timer counts. So before, we'd be able to like farm a rush straight away and then be able to just use it, but now we have to wait 30 timer counts. This is a big game changer because, you know, I'll go into that when we're looking at the powerful opponent list, but that is huge. Okay, we know all this. If you win, you gain 500. If you lose 500, and you basically want to win as much as possible so that you can get as many victory medals as possible and get all of these good rewards. You can get crystals, multi Z power for this freezer for some reason, and then other goods as well, which ain't too bad. You have a while to be able to like exchange any of these, so take your time to choose. Most will go for the crystals and the Z power. In my case, that's the best to do really. Okay, now I think it just talks about cheating or anything like that, so yeah, it's interesting. So if you take a look at all the powerful opponents, what I'm talking about with the rush is that prohibits this Jiren quite a lot. Even Tapion is being kind of hindered because he has it so that if they rush, he's not as bad as Jiren, but he has it so that if they rush, he could swap in faster. Same with, I think, maybe this Bojack as well. So Jiren is massively hurt by this because Jiren only gets like really good after a rush has been made. Before that, he is pretty darn mid, but after a rush, he is really good. So having to wait 30 timer counts to be able to have that. I know a lot of cases it's like that, but you can have it so that in the first 10 timer counts, your enemy gets a rising rush. They decide to rush you, you guess their rush, and now your Jiren is literally at full power. So it's going to be interesting to see how that happens, because I'm guessing you could just farm a rising rush anyway, but you just won't be able to use it, or they've made it so that you can't get that 7th Dragon Ball until after the 30 timer counts has passed. But what I'm going to say here is the best unit. So first of all, the androids, they are easily the best unit on Powerful Opponent. Out of everyone, I don't see the difference between them and the second place best unit, which is probably Perfect Cell, is massive, because actually I'd say the Final Form Frieza, they are just too good. So if you have the androids, use them. That's the #1 unit I'd say to use if you know what, it's taking too long to load for some reason, but they are the #1 choice. I would then say Perfect Cell goes well with it. Purple and red is fantastic. If you want to risk bringing in Jiren, feel free to do so. I still think he'll benefit you after 30 timer counts, where you can get that potential rising rush taken from your enemy, and then you have him at full power. Final Form Frieza probably the next best after the androids, and is ridiculous. Make sure to use him. Control over the rising rush, even if it is prohibited, still makes it so that if his revival hasn't been popped, he is still a nuisance. The support for the team, the damage, all fantastic in my opinion. Now Tapion you can bring, but I feel like with the team you want to go for, it's kind of blast or strike based, so it's kind of a mixture, because if you go the android, Perfect Cell, Final Form Frieza, Tapion, that's like a good mixture of melee type units, range type units, so you are getting a mixture. But if you want to go full blast, I'd suggest using Perfect Form Cell, because Perfect Form Cell, the free to play one, does give nice support to your teammates. He isn't like the craziest, most powerful unit ever, but the support is very nice. The next, I'd say Buhan is very good. He goes type neutral, his blast damage is insane. He overall can be a nuisance with the amount of feints he can get off with his blue card, and with the main ability and everything, his blue card can hit hard. Goku Black now, of course, him being the newest, I don't know why he's the only new Powerful Bond unit. Mecha Frieza should be here, but he's the newest unit we've got in the game who's a support type, offers that extra blue, which is really good because you can make it. I think where's the Zenkai LF first World Frieza, you can have like a blue purple setup with these two together, and then have him, this dude, and then Final Form Frieza as a blue purple setup could be pretty disgusting. Sadly, I don't have this Goku Black, so that's not available for me, but that is a nasty option if you want to try that. Like, very ridiculous. Great 8 Vegeta, not too bad if you're going for melee base. Final Form Frieza, full power, he's decent, but he's not as good as what he once was. Maybe in this Powerful Opponent only LBR he might do well, but I don't know, it's still a bit tough for him. Super Saiyan Body, I'd say have as a bench unit. He offers health as his Z ability, and that is always very beneficial because health goes a long way, especially when it's like 20% extra health, so that's pretty good. And other than that, I don't really think you'd want to use that many other units. You might want to use Broly, you might want to use Kid Buu if you have like their platinum equips, their unique ones, and you have them at like Z or Z plus, and you have the final slot at red, because that's very beneficial. But other than that, they're not the best option. He is still way better than them in my opinion. Is there anyone else that I'd recommend using? Maybe there's Master Goku Black as the leader, because I don't think they buff powerful opponents. Well, they don't, because they're not up here. These are all the people with the powered bonus, the ability. These are just people with the tag, so they don't have it. And honestly, they're a defensive machine. They can go very, very hard when it comes to tanking everything, so that's good. This Final Four Freezer can be a great tank as well, has endurance. I mean, other than that, I don't really see that many other options you'd really want to use, really. You could maybe use the new Cooler, depending on how good he is, but he isn't going to be like 14 starred straight away. You'd have to work towards that. And I'm pretty sure this LBR makes it so that they are just all 14 starred, which makes it so that if you have like this Boo at 2 stars, you're going to have to use him at 2 stars, which is going to be a bit painful, but it's up to you really. So those are my recommendations of like all the powerful opponent units you should use to like format your teams around, because other than that, like let's say you bring in this Rose, you are a fool, but you're bringing him in trying to make use of it, which fair enough. If you want to use him because he's one of your favorite units, feel free to do so. Just know he's not as good anymore. And other than that, I'm gonna end it there. The powerful opponent units I suggested are some of the best ones you could use. Let me know in the comment section below how you do in this LBR. Do you tend to do really well? I know for a fact that I do pretty well. I'll lose like, out of the 10 matches, I'll probably lose at most 3, depending on like, some players are ridiculous when it comes to like when you're facing them, and then I think the best of them is I've won every single one. So hopefully that can happen again. Let me know how many you win, how well you do, and let me know how you feel about this new free-to-play Metal Cooler. If you're happy that is a blue, I'm pretty sure he is a range type, so are you happy that is a blue range type? Are you happy that we've got a blue purple with the powerful opponents campaign? Just let me know what you think in the comment section below. And other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. I'll see more in the future. Subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.